Okay, great. So we're gonna get started. Like I mentioned a moment ago, we're gonna use a strap this practice. So have a strap handy. It can be a yoga strap, which would be great, or you can use something else. You can use a bathrobe belt, you can use a dog leash, you can get creative. Also, we might use some blocks, so have some blocks handy, or just something that you can use for support underneath your hands when we come into maybe some lunge poses. So we're going to start laying down on your back. So once you come onto your back, we're going to settle right into your practice. So as soon as you come onto your back, notice right away how the body reacts to being in this very familiar position. So coming onto your back, I like to have my knees bent. You can have your legs straight if you'd like. Let's reach the arms straight up first, just for a moment. And then just kind of reach your left hand up and then reach your right hand up. And you'll notice the space between your shoulder blades starts to open. So just reaching up a few times left to right with the hands. And then once that space is there between the shoulder blades, relax the shoulders down away from the ears as you start to lower the arms down by your sides. Let's have the palms facing up. There's a lot of nerve endings at the end of the fingertips, so if you have the palms up, it helps quiet the mind. So the eyes are closed. The breath is flowing with ease. Begin to consciously breathe deeper than you normally do. So inhaling through the nose, exhaling out of the mouth. Noticing when you inhale, the expansion through the rib cage as the lungs fill up. And then as you exhale, just a nice release as you begin to melt a little bit more into the mat, into the floor beneath you, and into your practice. Begin to soften the muscles in the face, relaxing the space between the eyebrows, relaxing the jaw, feeling that space between the shoulder blades open and grounded down into the floor. And then open through the collarbones and chest. And here we're going to open up the shoulders and the rib cage. So take a nice deep breath in, reach the tops of the hands for the floor behind you, and then pause. Notice the shift in the shoulder blades onto the floor. Notice the low back. Maybe a little more lifted off the floor. That's okay. You still have the support. Opening up through the chest and ribs. Relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. We're going to take both knees, draw them into the chest. Now you'll notice your low back does come down onto the floor. Rock a little left to right with the shape of your legs. Feeling each side of the low back being supported by the floor. And then here we'll take the feet straight up, but soft knees. So the knees are bent here. The feet are going to separate. The legs will separate about hip width apart. And we're going to flex the feet and point the feet. So really get into the ankles here. You might start to feel your calves. The legs are not straight yet, so not much of a pull on the hamstring. We can make some circles with the ankles, the ankles in one direction and then the other. So we'll take a deep breath in here. Maybe the feet lift a little bit more, still not going straight yet. And then as you exhale, let's hug the knees into the chest. We'll bring the forehead to the knees so you can stretch out the neck and the upper back, keeping the shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, arms reach up and back, feet lift, maybe the legs go a little bit straighter, and then exhale, hug the knees into the chest. 2 more breaths, just like that. Inhale, arms reach, feet lift. Exhale, hug the knees into the chest. Inhale, one more time, arms reaching, feet lifting. And then exhale, hug the knees in. We're going to take both feet down to the floor and reach for your strap. So if you have a yoga strap, link it together, make a loop. If you don't, that's okay. I'll talk you through how to modify. So you want the buckle to be away from you and the loop to go around your head, resting at your upper back underneath the shoulder blades. And we're going to put both feet in to start. So both feet are coming into the strap. If you have a yoga strap, you can pull the tail to tighten your strap a little bit here. If you are using a regular strap that you can't loop, gently hold on to either side of the strap, and we can work on bringing the hands down so that your upper arms are resting on the floor. If you have that yoga strap, let the arms go out to your sides. And just pause here. This is a supported legs up the wall when you don't have the wall in front of you. Really good for circulation. Releasing the backs of the hamstrings and also starting to ground down through the back. Not only is this really good for the blood flow in the legs, it's also really good for your lymphatic system, allowing the lymph fluid to flow down the legs towards the lymph nodes in the body, in the groin. So just take a few really nice deep breaths here. Try to relax the shoulders down. Let the back be supported by the strap and the floor. Feel really heavy in the hips. That's anchoring you down, and then really light in the arms and legs. I feel like I could stay here for an hour, but I won't do that to you today. Okay, we're going to take the left foot out. Right foot stays in. You might need to tighten your strap a little bit to see if maybe you can get your right leg to go a little bit straighter. Again, it does not need to be straight. You can have a bend in the right knee. You just want your foot more going up towards the ceiling rather than towards the space in front of you. Let's let the left leg go straight along the floor and relax the shoulders and arms. You can turn your head left to right, trying to release through the neck. So you can stay right here and be a little bit more passive in the pose. You can be a little bit more active if you want by really flexing that right foot, pressing the right heel up towards the ceiling and trying to really lengthen the back of the right leg, maybe even tightening your strap. You can go a little bit more active by flexing your left foot and pressing down in whatever part of the leg is touching the floor. It might be the calf, might be the thigh. Just press down a little bit here. And then before we switch out of this pose, just take a moment to lift the head and upper back off the floor. Maybe you take your hands and reach up high on the strap if you want to have the support of the strap. Relax the shoulders, draw the belly down, and then if you'd like to lift your left leg off the floor, you can lift the left leg and just let it hover. So just pausing here. Belly is drawn in and down, getting a little bit deeper in the back of the right leg, As you lift your head and upper back, you don't have to come into this version of the pose if you don't want to. Take one more nice deep breath in here. And then as you exhale, completely relax, melt down, let go of the arms. Relax the left leg, relax the right. And then from here, we're going to take your right hand on your right hip. The right leg is going to just start to reach over to the left. Soften the knee if you need to get started. This is really a deep, tight pose here. So just pause. This is the IT band, the outside of the leg. Once you can feel grounded down in your right shoulder and your right hip, then maybe you press your right foot a little bit more into the strap. Maybe you try to see if your right leg can go a little bit straighter. Flexing the right foot, maybe you turn the right toes down a little bit. Again, you can always soften the knee a little or a lot. It's up to you. Pause here and breathe. Completely relax. Completely let go. If you would like to feel that difference between maybe tightening things up a little bit and then melting down, if you want to feel that, you can lift your upper back off the floor. Your chest and your face are lifted straight up, even though the leg is over to the left. If you want to hold the strap, you can. Otherwise, you can reach your hands just straight forward, fingertips forward. And if you want to lift the left leg, you can. So notice how things might start to tighten up here. In the shoulders, in the neck, in the belly, the left leg. We're just firing up some muscles here just for a moment so that when you release, it's even a bigger release. So take one more full breath in here and then exhale. Keep the right leg where it is. Let the left leg drop. Let the shoulders relax, arms reach the floor, and completely melt into the pose, releasing tightness or tension in the outside of that right leg. Take one full deep breath in here, and then as you exhale, let's bring the right leg back to center. Give the leg a break by releasing the strap, hug the knee into the chest. Let the foot relax, the ankle relax, and the right foot. And then from here, we're just going to switch sides. So you're going to let your right foot go down to the floor with a bent knee. The left foot is going to come into the strap and reach up. So you can tighten or loosen the strap depending on how this side feels. If the loop slid down your back a little bit, scoot it up. Again, if you're holding on to the strap, try to keep your upper arms down and supported by the floor. Relax your shoulders. So if you'd like to let the right leg go straight, you can. Arms are relaxed. So we're going to go through the different phases of the pose here. So we're first just kind of settling in. See what you feel. Connect with your breath. Release the neck. Let the head go left to right. Staying open through the chest. Relax through the shoulders. If you'd like to here, you can flex your left foot a little bit more. Maybe reach the bottom of your left foot into the strap a little bit more. Maybe you tighten the strap. Maybe the left leg goes a little straighter. If you want to get a little more active, you can flex your right foot. The right leg is straight. See what part of the leg is touching the floor, and then just press down a little bit right there. Might be the thigh, it might be the calf, maybe the heel. Just press down a little bit. So starting to get a little bit more engaged in the pose. And then building up to that final let go and release. So going a little bit deeper, we'll lift the head and upper back off the floor. You can reach the hands higher up the strap if you'd like to get a little more length in the back of the left leg. And then if you want to lift the right leg a little bit off the floor, you can. So different muscles here are now starting to engage. The right thigh, the belly, the upper back. So pause here and breathe. Take a full breath in, and then as you exhale, completely melt. Let the arms reach out to the sides, relax your back. Let the right leg relax, and then try to find softness in the left leg. Full extra deep breaths in through the nose, out of the mouth. You can let the eyes be closed. And then we'll take the left hand onto the hip. Just going to draw the left hip away from the left shoulder. Keep it grounded down. Soft left knee as you reach your left leg over to the right, and then pause. So taking a moment to just feel how coming into the pose starts to feel, where you feel tight. And then as you start to go a little bit deeper into the pose, still try to feel softness. So the left leg can start to go a little bit straighter. Try to keep the shoulders relaxed, the chest open. You can flex your left foot with the toes pointed down a little bit. So we're gonna get a little bit more engaged in the pose. If you'd like, this is just an option. You don't even have to take this part, you can stay right here. If you'd like to lift your head and upper back off the floor, try to lift straight up like there's a string at the center of your chest attached to the ceiling. You can reach your hands forward here. So fingertips are reaching forward, shoulders are down away from the ears. And then if you'd like to lift your right leg, you can. So these are all just options. So we're just adding a little component to the pose that just brings a little bit more richness to the pose. Really what you feel here is a lot of muscles engaging, but we're still supported. And we're gonna go really deep now. Take a full breath in, and then as you exhale, the right leg comes down, head, shoulders, arms relax, and then try to completely soften that IT band, relax through the left leg. Take a nice full deep breath in, and then as you exhale, bring the leg back to center, let the foot come out of the strap, hug the knee into the chest, relax the left foot. So just pause here. We'll bend the right knee so the right foot comes on the floor. We're gonna let the left foot come down to the floor, knees are bent. Feet are gonna go about mat width apart. Arms reach away from each other along the floor, shoulders stay down. Full breath in, breathing in. As you exhale, let the legs drop over to the right. Can be a little or a lot. Head can turn to the left. Feel what you feel in the back. Inhale, legs to center. Exhale, legs go over to the left, head turns right. So just take a few rounds of this pose with your own breath at your own rate. Really feeling a nice stretch in the top of your inside thigh. So if you go to the left, pressing down with the right knee. Really opening up through the low back, staying grounded down through the shoulders. And even stretching through the rib cage and the belly so that you can fill up through the lungs. Lengthening through the spine here. And then with your next inhale, we'll bring the legs back to center. Feet will get a little bit closer together. Feet come down to the floor. And we're going to take your right ankle, cross it over the left leg above the knee. So just coming into a little bit of a hip opener here. Option 1, just pressing your right hand into the right knee. Option 2, you can bring your left foot a little closer into the seat and keep it down. Or you can reach for the back of your left thigh with your hands interlaced and draw your left knee in towards the chest. We'll flex the right foot. We're going really deep here in the legs and the hips. I've been hearing a lot of people talking about low back pain, whether it's from doing things you don't normally do or just from stress. It's a really common area of the body to feel pain and tightness. So just spending a little extra time there today. Let's let the left leg draw in towards the left shoulder. So the whole shape of your leg shifts to the left just a little bit. Flexing the right foot if you'd like. And then again, you can stay right here, or you can add on a little bit. So we can let the left leg reach straight up towards the ceiling. You can lift your head and upper back off the floor, pressing the belly down towards the spine. And then you can take your hands out and reach higher up the left leg, maybe towards the ankle or calf, maybe you even reach for your foot, it's up to you. So notice here what muscles are engaged, especially around the core and the back. Taking a nice full deep breath in, and then as you exhale, not coming out of the pose, but just going right back to where you were. Head drops down, hands come onto the back of the left thigh, and just draw the left knee in a little bit more towards the chest. Try to get soft around the right hip and deep. Take a nice full deep breath in. And then as you exhale, let's release the hands. Let the left foot come down to the floor. Your right thigh will cross over the left thigh. Hips are going to scoot a little bit over to the right. Arms reach away from each other to open up through the chest. Relax the shoulders. Legs will drop over to the left. If this feels too deep, you can uncross the legs and stack them. Or you can even just bring the right foot to the floor, let the right knee be upright if you're really modifying this twist. So just see how you feel here. Turn your head over your right shoulder, if that feels okay on the neck. You can take your left hand and let it rest on the outside of your right knee if you'd like. As you breathe in, notice what you feel all along the right side of the body, the rib cage, and the right side of your low back. Opening up the whole space around your lungs, increasing the blood flow to the internal organs, really aiding in digestion. Trying to keep both shoulder blades down on the floor. And just completely melt and relax into the twist. Eyes can be closed. Breath flowing with ease. Take a nice full deep breath in. And then as you exhale, draw the belly in and down as you bring the legs back to center. Uncross them. Even out the hips, and we'll just take the left ankle, cross it over the right leg for a figure 4. Again, a couple different levels here. Maybe just stay right here with your left hand on the left knee. Maybe you scoot your right foot closer in towards your right hip, or reach for the back of the right thigh, interlace your hands, and draw the right knee into your chest. Pausing here, relax through the shoulders. Open through the chest, feel the rise and fall of the chest as you breathe with ease. can flex the left foot. You can sway the shape of your legs a little bit over to the right and then draw the right knee in towards the right shoulder. So you might be feeling a little bit more of an engagement in the left hip. If you would like to lift your head and upper back off the floor, you can. Start to feel the muscles around the belly engage. If you want to lift your right leg up towards the ceiling, you can. And then maybe taking the hands a little higher up the right leg, you can reach for the calf, the ankle, the foot, wherever is good for you. So notice actively the shoulders pulling down away from the ears, belly drawing in, spine pressing down into the floor. So we may be holding an active pose, but the breath is still flowing with ease. Take a full breath in, and then as you exhale, hands go back to the back of the right thigh. Let the right foot come down, head comes down, shoulders come down. Draw the right knee into the right shoulder, and just take a few breaths here. Another area of the body that carries a lot of stress is the hips. So just taking this time here to pay attention to what you're feeling when we come into these hip openers. What can you let go of? I feel like there's so much worry at this time, but we really need to stay connected to the present moment because we really can't change what we have no control over. But we can change how we react to things that we have no control over. So let's try to react with ease. As you ease out of this pose, let the right foot come down to the floor. The left thigh will cross over the right thigh. Hips will gently scoot over to the left. Arms are going to reach away from each other. And then gently let your legs drop over to the right. So remembering here, if this is too deep, you can uncross the legs. You don't have to go this deep in the twist. Try to relax through the neck by letting your head rest over your left shoulder. And just breathe deeply here. Let the weight of the legs release your back, your hips. Find length along the spine and the rib cage. When you breathe in, really feel open through the belly. And when you breathe out, really just let go. Excuse me. Take one more really nice, deep, full breath in here. And then as you exhale, we're going to bring the legs back to center. Uncross the legs. Bring the feet to the floor about hip width apart. And then draw your heels into your seat. So the feet are still down on the floor. Palms are going to come down by your sides. And then we're going to move with breath here, but instead of lifting the feet, we're going to lift the hips. We're just going to start to open up the hip flexors and the tops of the thighs, opening up through the chest, and still staying strong in the core and the low back. So as you inhale, arms are going to reach up and back. Feet stay grounded and planted, hips lift. As you exhale, arms come down, hips come down. So flow nice and slow with the breath. Inhale, arms reach up and back, hips lift. Exhale, hips slowly lower down and the arms come down. So take a few rounds of this on your own, moving with your own breath, the same rate that works for you. Your inhale and your exhale should match, so just try to stay balanced and steady here, helping to condition the lungs, and then finding that balance. When we inhale, lifting, opening up the front, exhale, just easing the back down, getting nice movement in the spine. So just take one more round of this breath with this pose, inhaling to lift the arms and lift the hips, and then exhaling to lower. And then once you come down, we'll draw the knees into the chest. Let the knees go wide. We'll come into a happy baby here, or your version of. So level 1 would be just maybe holding on underneath the knees and lifting the feet so they're trying to look parallel to the ceiling. If you want to go a little further, you can hold on to your ankles. And then a little deeper would be holding on to the outsides of your feet. So ground down through the back here, feel open through the hips, relax through the shoulders. Try to tilt the pelvis forward so that your low back is grounded down. Feel the support between your hands and your feet, and then let your shoulders relax away from the ears. Your spine is supported along the floor. Take one more full deep breath in, and then as you exhale, release the feet down to the floor. Let your legs go straight along the floor one at a time. Arms reach up overhead behind you, as tall as you can be here. Let your toes or your heels reach forward, fingertips reaching back. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. Your low back is gently lifted off the floor. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. And then we'll bend one knee so the foot comes on the floor. Bend the other knee so the foot comes on the floor. Take a deep breath in, and then exhale, hug the knees into the chest. Okay, from here we're gently going to come off the back. So you can either roll to one side and press yourself up, or you can rock front to back a few times and then rock yourself up. We'll take the strap off if you have the strap on and move it to the side. And we're going to come on to hands and knees. So take your time to get there. If you want to put a blanket under your knees, you can. I've started using 2 yoga mats because my knees are sensitive to the hard floor. So any support that you need here, find that. So the knees are going to be underneath your hips. Your shoulders are going to be over your wrists. Your index finger points forward. All the other fingers are spread nice and wide. And let's take 3 breaths here, getting the spine moving a little bit more. As you inhale, curl the toes under, drop the belly, lift the chin. As you exhale, tuck the chin, round the back, push the floor down, tops of the feet press down. Inhale, curl the toes under, drop the belly, lift the chin. Exhale, tuck the chin, round the back, tops of the feet press down. One more time, inhale, curl the toes under, drop the belly, open through the collarbones and chest. And then exhale, tuck the chin, push the floor down, center of the back reaches up, tops of the feet come on the floor. And we'll come to a neutral spine here. The crown of the head is forward and the tailbone is back. If you have blocks or a stack of books or a step stool, whatever you have handy, We're going to bring those to your mat. You can pick any height that you'd like. Have them next to your hands. And we're going to step your right foot up to in between your hands. So the right knee is over the right ankle. It's not going to pass the ankle. Hands are going to come onto the blocks. Your left knee is pretty far back, and you can relax the top of your left foot. So just pause here for a moment. We're going to bring your hands onto your right thigh. Press down with your hands as you push down into the thigh. Push the belly in. So we're not taking a back bend here. We're pulling the belly in. Tailbone is down. Shoulders are down. Just getting a little bit of strength here and openness through the chest. Take a nice full deep breath in and a full deep breath out. Good. We're going to bring the hands down to the floor or the blocks, whatever you're using. We're going to curl the left toes under and lift the left knee. If you need to leave the left knee down, you can. And just pause here for a moment. Draw the belly in. Try not to have your belly resting on your right thigh. Your feet are hip width apart. Couple different options here. You can stay right here. If you'd like to go a little bit deeper, fingertips can come up onto whatever surface you're using for support. If you'd like to go a little deeper, take your hands, palms up, reach them behind you, shoulders pulling away from the ears. So left leg is straight, right leg, we're building a lot of strength here around the right hip and around your right knee. So supporting the knee is important to have those muscles be strong, because the knee is another area of the body that starts to feel some pain as we get a little bit older. So let's strengthen the muscles there. Take a full breath in, and then as you exhale, hands come down to the floor, the left knee comes down to the floor. We're going to take your hands with the blocks, if you have them, walk your hands back, and then let your right leg go straight. So the right heel is pressing down, the chest is open, and you're able to breathe here. So just take a moment, take a nice deep full breath in, and a full breath out. If you'd like to push your right heel down, you can. And if you'd like to pull your right heel back, you can. Okay, from here, we're going to drag your right heel back. It's going to land right underneath your right knee. So your right knee is over the right ankle. We're going to walk your hands about a foot in front of your right foot. Curl the left toes under, push off with the left foot to come up onto your right leg. So you're just going to pause here. You're on your right foot, flexing the left. Pull the belly in. Be able to breathe with ease here. We're just strengthening that left leg. If you'd like to go a little deeper, maybe fingertips are on the surface that you have your hand supported on. A little deeper, maybe you hold on to the back or the front of your right leg with your right hand. Maybe you hold on with your left hand too. That's just an option. You don't have to take it. Hands can be on blocks. Take a full breath in. Exhale. Left foot joins the right foot. Hang in a forward bend. Just hang here. Let's sway left to right. Let the head be lower than your heart. You can put your hands on the blocks if you want support. You can hold on to opposite elbows and let your knees rest on your thighs if you want a little extra support. Just pause here for a moment. And then from here, hands go back onto the blocks just so you can heel toe your feet together. So now your feet are together, your knees are together. You're gonna sink your hips down as if you're about to sit in a chair. Hands come onto your thighs. Start to lift your chest, but keep your seat where it is. You can keep your hands where they are. You can bring them to your heart center, or you can bring them straight out in front. Pausing here, super strong legs. Again, we're working on supporting the knees here. These muscles are really important to support the knee joint. Keep breathing. Nice job. Take a full breath in. And then as you exhale, hands come down to the blocks. Let the legs go straighter. Let your feet go a little bit further apart. And then we're going to come down onto the right knee, down onto the left knee. Move the blocks to the sides. Child's pose. Sink your hips towards your heels. Knees can be narrow or wide. Couple options with your arms. Hands can be flat on the floor. Fingertips can be tented, so they look like spiders or tents. Forehead drops down in between the upper arms, or you can have the tops of your hands by your feet. So just take a moment here to reconnect with your breath. Notice what you're feeling in the body. Seeing if you can keep your mind present by finding something to connect to, whether it's your breath or what's going on in the body physically. Take one more nice deep breath in. As you exhale, let's come back up onto hands and knees. We'll take 3 breaths together here. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chin. Exhale, tuck and round. Inhale, adding the toes if you want to. Curl the toes under, drop the belly, lift the chin. Exhale, tuck and round. One more time. Inhale, curl the toes under, drop the belly, lift. And exhale, tuck and round. Beautiful. We'll come back to tabletop, neutral spine. We're going to take the left foot, step it forward, up between your hands. Again, using blocks or stack of books or whatever you can for support here. The right knee is pretty far back. The left knee is right over the left ankle. The hands are going to come onto your thigh. So I like to just kind of stack them on top of each other, elbows out to the sides, collarbone open. Keep your belly drawn in and your tailbone pointing down. And just get a little bit deeper in the hips. Chest is open. Shoulders are relaxed. Beautiful. Take one more deep breath in. And then as you exhale, we'll bring the hands down to what you're using for support. Curl the right toes under, lift the right knee. Anytime you need to drop the right knee, you can. Strong legs here, building some strength around the hip joint and the knee joint. You can come up onto fingertips if you'd like, if you want to go a little bit deeper. A little bit deeper, you can lift your hands. Maybe they just hover, or fingertips reach behind you, palms face up. So use your core here too. Belly draws in and up. This is really strengthening around your joints. Super good for the muscles, so just breathe through. Take a nice full deep breath in, and then as you exhale, hands come down, right knee comes down. We're going to take the hands, walk them back so that your right leg can go straighter. Heel down, toes up. Feel like you are trying to stick your chest out so it's open. Lengthen through the spine. Let your left heel press down. Maybe you're even pulling it back. Connect with your breathing. Stay open through the chest. Relax through the shoulders. Okay, from here, we're going to drag your left heel back. It's going to land right underneath the left knee. Hands are going to walk forward about a foot in front of you. We're going to curl the right toes under, push off with the foot so you're standing on your left. So everything can be bent and soft here, or you can start to straighten the left leg, but have a soft bend. The right foot can be a little bit more relaxed or flex, strong right thigh. You can stay right here with the hands down. Maybe you come up onto fingertips, so you're taking a little bit of the weight off of the hands. Or maybe you reach the hands for your calf or your shin on your standing leg to try to find a little bit of balance, a little bit more strength in that standing leg. This is just an option. You don't have to take it. You can play around with it, and when you're ready, right foot next to the left and hang. Let the weight of the head release your neck. Have soft bend in the knees to support your low back. Hands can be on the blocks. You can just be hanging. Whatever you'd like. We'll bring the feet together, the knees together. Bend the knees as you lower your seat. You can stay right here, hands on blocks. Little further, hands on the legs, on the thighs, right above the knee. A little further, hands at your heart center as the chest starts to lift. Keep the belly strong. A little further, hands reach forward. Pull the shoulder blades back. Continue to breathe. Find that strength. Beautiful. Take one more deep breath in. And then exhale. Let the hands come down. Make the legs go a little straighter if you'd like. Heel toe your feet a little bit further apart. Hang. And then when you're ready, we'll step the right foot back, lower the right knee, lower the left knee, child's pose. So if you'd like to take one of your blocks and place it under your forehead for a little more support, you can. If you want to go deeper in your shoulders, you can have your blocks at their lowest height out in front and have your hands rest on them, and then see if you can lower your head down. That might be too much, but just see how you feel. Continue to breathe with ease here. Lengthening through the spine, softening through the neck, releasing through the hips. you're ready, we'll come up onto hands and knees. We're going to send your feet over to the right. Walk your hands back so you land on your left hip. Send your legs out in front of you. You can move the blocks to the side, but take one. So if you have a block, take your block and have it next to you. We're going to lay down on the back. So if you're not using a block, if you have maybe a folded blanket or a little cushion you could use that as well. We're going to bring the feet to the floor, knees are bent. Let's take 3 breaths together here, palms down. Inhale, lift the hands, lift the hips. Exhale, lower. Really nice deep breaths. Inhale through the nose, lift. Exhale out of the mouth, lower. One more time like that. Inhale, deep breath in. Exhale, lower. This time you're going to lift your hips, place the block at its lowest height, underneath your back, probably right at your pant line. We're going to lift the legs. So starting with bent knees, you can use your hands on the block for support if you feel like you need it. Again, this can be a folded blanket or a pillow or a cushion. And then we're going to lift the feet softly. Soft knees, soft ankles. If you feel like you need to have your hands down for support, then leave them there. If you feel okay lifting them, hands are going to lift towards the ceiling. Soft elbows, floppy wrists. So dead bug pose. Lots of health benefits here. Circulation, your lymphatic system, helps with varicose veins. We're bringing oxygenated blood to the hips, to your internal organs. With the block here, our heart is higher than the head, so oxygenated blood is flowing to the brain. Your low back is completely supported and grounded. If it feels like too much, you can come into this pose without the block or anything under your back. You can be flat on the floor. Just this adds just a little extra element. You don't have to have it. So take 1 or 2 more breaths here. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling out of the mouth. You can wiggle the fingers and toes, arms and legs can shake out a little bit, getting that lymph fluid to move down towards the lymph nodes, releasing toxins in the body. And then when you're ready, feet come down slowly and gently, arms come down. Lift the hips to release that block. Slowly let the hips lower down. And then just to counter that little bit of a back bend, bring the knees wide. So each knee coming towards your shoulder. You can stay here or one last happy baby. If there's any last final pose that your body might be looking for, feel free to move in any way that your body is looking for or asking for. And then whenever you're ready, we'll find Shavasana, your final relaxation pose. So being supported is important. So that might be just being supported by the floor beneath you, laying flat. You can put something under the legs if you'd like, pillow under the knees. Try to have the palms facing up. Let your breath return to normal. Relax the muscles around the face. Soften around the neck and throat. Relax the shoulders. Feeling open in the chest. Arms are just relaxed out to the sides. Spine is supported by the floor beneath you, as well as the hips and legs. Feel the nice, gentle rise and fall of the chest and belly as you breathe with ease. And trying to remember that we are in control of how we react and how we respond to our lives. So the future right now is so unknown that it can be very unsettling and cause anxiety to not know what life looks like in the next month or the next year. But it's how we handle that uncertainty. Do we let ourselves get super anxious? Is our sleep disturbed? Are we not eating well? So it's really important to try to control how we react and how we respond to stress. And the fact that you're all here with me right now practicing yoga is huge. It's awesome. So not only did we work on releasing tightness and stress in the body and strengthening the muscles in the body, but we've released a lot of emotional stress, hopefully, and also found some inner strength. So let's place the right hand over the heart, the left hand over the right hand as you're laying in Shavasana. And just remember that we are all connected. We're all here with each other on this same planet. But much more importantly, we're here for each other. Let's bring the palms together in front of your heart center to honor your practice. And then you may release the hands. Take your time to transition out of Shavasana to come to a comfortable seat. There's no rush.